Hi guys, it's nice to both have you here today. So tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Right, so I'm Daya. I'm the founder of Printworks27, and this is my husband.
Hi, yeah, my name's Gertie, and I'm the creative director at Printworks27.
I love that. So this is actually like a couple collaboration. So let's get started with the brand actually first, and then I want to find out how it works between you two. So with your brand, tell me, how did you kind of come up with this particular concept? Where did it come from?
Right, so like many people in the COVID, we started in September 2020 because, like everyone else, we were also just wanted to do our house up, and we found it quite difficult looking for prints that we liked. So we thought, why don't we try doing our own prints? So we invested in a big printer, got for A1, so we do specialise in A1 prints.
Wow.
Yeah, so so we now do prints, custom prints as well. So if there's something that you've seen out there, we try to do those as well. Yeah.
Wow, so do you cater for purely for like kind of home, or would you cater for businesses as well with what you do?
It's anywhere really. So if it's for the gym, the office, we have office prints as well. So it's for your home as well. So it is a bit of
pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
So how long? So you said you started in September 2020.
Yeah.
How long did it come for you to kind of bring your idea to fruition? Like, was it a case of got the name straight away, let's get going, or did you have to really sit down, map it out for 3 to 6 months, and then tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so with the name comes from Printworks27. So we thought, let's just not lock it down to something. With Printworks, we can then probably expand, do other products as well related around prints. 27, that's the...
Yeah, I'm interested. Where did that number come from? Is it a lucky number?
No, it's our house number.
It's
So
house number.
that's because everything is done in-house. So Printworks27 is where it all happens.
That is actually really unique
Yeah.
and personal. Like the fact that you guys have used your house number where everything happens. So
Yeah.
if I'm rightfully thinking, you've got the kind of print element at home. So you've got your big printer at home, and you're doing everything. But what else? What other commitments do you have going on in your lives?
Yeah. So we've got a 4-year-old and 6-year-old. When it started, they were 2 and 4, so it's all hands-on. So that's my full-time job as well as Printworks. So yeah, I'm busy with them, and then Gert's also...
Yeah, so full-time, I'm a social media strategist, have been for approaching 14 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, kind of like we make it work between us. So there is generally kind of like running the house. Obviously with COVID, I've been working from home, so looking after me as well, make sure that I'm kind of like fed and watered. So that's kind of like we've got a great way of working at the moment, and kind of like long may it continue.
Yeah, and is that something that with your kind of full-time role, do you bring that kind of knowledge and experience into Printworks as well?
I try to.
Yeah. If you let me.
So I mean, I think the most important thing is that this is kind of, it's both. It's a journey that we're both on, but it's really kind of like the way that I see it is that it's Daya's journey. And I don't try to kind of like instill 14 years of my experience and knowledge into her. It's been her journey, and I think the most amazing thing is that I've picked up so much from her in the 2-3 years that we've been running. In terms of like social media, how people are using it, how people are kind of like hacking algorithms. Social media is constantly evolving, so to be on top of it, and I think kind of like for me working for a large corporate brand, it's difficult to see that. And with the day-to-day, so I will, in any meeting that I'm in, I will always mention something that I've learned from Daya.
So that's brilliant. So you're kind of really recycling that knowledge that you're getting from your day-to-day job, bringing it into Printworks, and hopefully that...
2 ways.
Yeah, I really like that. What I'm interested in, so there's going to be a unique question. So I want to ask you, what do you guys enjoy about working together? And then I'm going to ask you the reverse.
Yeah.
So let's start with the one first. So saying, what do you like working together? Like, what's the kind of main things that you guys like about that?
Obviously, the creative side is good side. So, but then we will look, see a design, see how we can tweak it. He'll say, done this. I'll say, right, let's change this. I don't like the colours, or we need to change the size of font, or it's things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is a real kind of like collaborative effort. So, we'll discuss ideas when we get a chance to around the kids. So like breakfast, kind of like dinner. Once we get, kind of a couple of hours in the evening, we'll be brainstorming ideas as well. So it's always kind of like there, which is great. Not like there's no escape from it, but it's great that we can just bounce ideas off each other kind of like pretty much 24/7. So.
I really like that because, I've met a lot of businesses, and you often find that either somebody's doing it on their own, or, you have like a collaborative mindset. And I always do think that two kind of brains into one is better than just one, right?
Yeah.
So what do you kind of on the flip side, because obviously you've got children, you've got your full-time job, you're trying to do everything else. How do you separate your brand life to your kind of couple life and children life? How are you separating that and balancing it?
I mean, for my side, I sit down Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I've got my days that I do work with for Printworks. Obviously, you've got your social side, which you have to be doing that all the time. So, and then Monday, Tuesdays, even though I've got the youngest with me, you're still having to work around them as well. So
I like that.
Yeah.
You've got a nice routine.
Yeah.
Does that work same for you, or do you just pitch in when you can?
No, I do. Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of like in terms of creative, I'll be on a kind of like a 2-hour Zoom meeting, and I'll fire up the old, kind of like notepad and sketch out some ideas. So for me, it's constantly something that's there. You're in the shower, you come up with an idea. Daya, I've got an idea. Oh, great, here's another one. But Daya's the face of the brand. For me, it's her thing, and I'll kind of like support her as much as I can. And it's a team effort. It certainly is a team effort, and I think we've got to where we have at this point in time because we do work well together. And I'm sure it's the second part of your question, but I'll let you ask the question.
I want to know. Yeah, exactly. You get to the right point. You've led me right there. I want to know what's the bit that you struggle with. Kind of working together. Let's start off by asking, who do I want to give first? Okay, we'll go.
Okay, cool. So we don't see eye to eye on much, do we? We are complete kind of opposites in terms of we are complete opposites, from football teams to what we wanted to name our kids to what we want to eat for dinner. Everything we're complete opposites. How we want to decorate the house. We're constantly not loggerheads, but we are generally we're always at complete different ends. Yeah. So we always have to kind of like meet in the middle, and that's we're able to talk these things through, and
I love this.
So and that just lends itself perfectly to Printworks, really, doesn't it?
I think that's where sometimes things can take a bit of a time to get to there. Like if you want one thing, I want one thing, then either someone gives in or you get mutual decision, and you think let's go for that.
And I've always found it really helpful in having a sounding board. So me and my husband are very much similar. We're polar opposites. We've got a different complete kind of mindset when it comes to running a business or whatever, and I've always found it quite useful having that element of having a polar opposite opinion because it challenges you, right? So then you start to think a little bit like, maybe I should be doing this, or hang on, if you're thinking this way, so is probably about 100 other people. So talking about the kind of Printworks that you do so far, so what I've noticed here is that we've obviously got like different kind of ethnicities that you kind of cater for. What inspires you to create, because you're the creative one, right? So what inspires you to create these particular designs? Like for example, with let's go with kind of this one here. What inspires you to have a particular bold font and keeping it really simple and nothing else on there?
So I think from a brand perspective, we are a typographic brand. That's what we are focused on. We don't want to be. We have got some prints that are image focused, but generally it's about the typography. So my background is graphic design. So kind of like using these, having the Mulmunter print, for example, we wanted to have something that was modern, something that wasn't kind of like old school, and again something that's relevant for our generation, something that they could kind of like put up on their walls. So for that was a key thing here. We wanted something clean, minimal, and something that our audience would want to put on their walls. And with the Namaste in bed, that's obviously a play on Namaste in bed. Again, just clean, minimal font, and something that again fits in with. I think one of the key things that we try to do is to say that if we wouldn't put it up on our own walls, then we wouldn't put it up on the website or offer it on Desi City. So that's the key thing for us. And all of the prints that you see here on our website on Desi City are prints that we would hang in our home.
I think that is so massively important to actually develop things that you would use yourself, whether it's at the design point, whether it's quality, or whether it's the price point. It's massive. I think that shows credibility to what you're delivering as well, that you've got that mindset to think about that. So obviously your images, etc., are quite simple, and they're really elegant in my view. This is the kind of stuff that you wouldn't even hesitate as getting as a gift for somebody as well. So if somebody's moved into a new home, you're probably going to be like, well, I'm not worried about the patterns clashing with their carpet or their walls because it's all really, really simple. So I do really like this. So when it comes to you said you started in September 2020. So we've obviously how many years now? Almost 1.5 years on. 2 years. I'm forgetting the time, the years. So we kind of had obviously the big C word, COVID, during that kind of time period.
Yeah.
Do you think that impacted your kind of start to the business world, or tell me a little bit about how the pandemic affected it?
Yeah, so like I said, I think we noticed that everyone was doing their houses in COVID. So that kind of did help thinking, right, well, people are, changing their houses because everyone was stuck at home, weren't they? So everyone was redecorating. Initially, it was good, it helped. But then obviously, come this year, we were saying how it has actually hit us financially as well, because everyone has got these financial pressures. So you do feel like, what people spending money on. So you do feel like there is that pressure of the financial side as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I think kind of like COVID almost accelerated what we wanted to do because we had a bit of time. So that it certainly helped us in kind of like getting to where we were a lot faster. And I think kind of like now we're evaluating, obviously with the next financial crisis kind of like happening, you're thinking, well, what can we kind of like do? Is selling prints the right way, or do we kind of like focus on kind of like offering a digital download kind of thing as well? So that's something that we're exploring. But we feel that our target audience is an audience that's like us. I would say that we're well educated, well to do, let's say, and have that financial flexibility as well to enjoy things like this. So for us, I think we are targeting the right audience, and through Desi City we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I really like that. There was something actually that you just said. So you were talking about the kind of challenges that you faced through the pandemic and the kind of the financial crisis, etc. that's going on. Do you think, have you got plans, and only share what you're comfortable with, but do you think there's plans for, other than the kind of downloadables, etc., that you might change direction, or do you still want to kind of go through the print element? Is that your core focus?
That's something that throughout the last 2 years, thinking, well, what else can we do? And then you're thinking like, cards, we were thinking like doing cards as well, like
oh my god, that would be amazing.
So
especially with this clean image.
That's what we're working on.
I think in terms of Printworks27, I think for us it is a journey. So it's a journey that will evolve. So if it's not prints, maybe in the future, and it moves into something else, then so be it. But we've constantly got new ideas on the board, and this is kind of a bit of an exclusive. We haven't got it with us today, but we are thinking of that. There's some kind of like social media style prints that we're looking to do, and they for us would be kind of like perfect presents for kind of like engagements for weddings, anniversaries. And that's something that's currently in work in progress, but it's something that we are looking to launch in, I would say, in the next month or so. Just in time for wedding season. So So
put some feelers out there, and people have said that looks good. So we thought, right, we'll crack on with it.
Do you know what? I think that's really important what you said about putting feelers out there. So with sort of all of your designs, or some of your designs. Do you do a bit of market research on that with family and friends? Do you get opinions on them?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we'll do designs and then we'll share them, and you will get, oh no, I don't like that, or that's so good, and then it's like those are the people who we're going to expect to buy from us as well. So that age. So it does go out in a WhatsApp group, right? The next time, what do you guys think of this? So
and then you get that honest feedback.
Well, that's it. That's the bit that hurts most.
It's your family, so they're going to be honest with you.
So I'll have my little creative strop. If the feedback isn't what I want to hear. But
somebody complains about the idea, and you're like, forget it. I'm not sending it again.
But that's the whole thing. So I mean, especially when we do the custom prints as well, and custom prints take time to do. And sometimes they're not necessarily what I would do, or what we would want to sell, but it's a great way for us to ensure that we're kind of like bringing in that audience, that are creating something that's obviously something for their taste, for their home as well. And that's what we're all about. We want to kind of like fill that blank space, as well. So
there's a question actually. So you're talking about the kind of custom side. So these are the prints that are ready for people to kind of purchase. So from a customized perspective, how would customers contact you to let you know? So I've moved into a new house. I've got an idea. How would I be able to contact you, and how long will that process take?
Okay, so it's got a website, so they can do it through that. So
Printworks27.com.
So you could do it through that. So, and then we normally say, how many? It's probably about 3-4. We'll say you can tweak it.
So from initial contact, kind of like we'll respond within a few working hours. If it's working hours, then we'll respond within a few hours. If that's via Instagram, a DM through there, Facebook, or through the website, we'll get back straight away. In terms of the design itself, again, down to the complexity of it, it's usually 24 to 48 hours turnaround, and then we'll kind of like send maybe a couple of draft creatives over and give them a choice of maybe kind of like 3 to 5 images. We'll then fine tune it further, and then we normally do kind of like 2 rounds of amends that's normally sufficient. Then Daya will kind of, she'll finalise the print it off, package. So everything's done in-house, and
That's
and
really
usually
good to
within
know.
7 days or so.
And something that's customizable. Do you find that the price point is quite different to the price point that you would have, or it's similar?
No, it's the same. So it depends what size you get.
That's
so,
really good.
Yes, if it's customised, then you're still paying for. If it's an A4 print, then you're going to be still paying for an A4 print.
So for customization, there's no extra charge.
No.
At the moment, there's no extra charge. And
Watch
again,
this space.
so it comes down again to the complexity of the
Yeah.
design. So if it's something that we can kind of like turn around, without too much hassle, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But maybe looking forward, that's something that we can kind of like add in. But just to your point, in terms of kind of like the actual designs, we are looking at like packages. So if it's a new home, so we'll have a package of prints. If for a kitchen, for a bedroom, or like a whole new home package as well. So that's something again that should be coming to the website.
That's really interesting. So I noticed that over here you've got the sort of mindful kind of prints as well.
Yeah.
Is there more of a range than the inhale exhale, or is this limited to what you've got?
No, there is more. So there's your mind's the limit.
There's a few more motivational prints,
Yeah.
but again, you can't cover every single kind of like quote. So if anybody needs anything doing that's custom, similar to this, if they've seen the design that we have and they like it, but they actually want to change the wording, then we can do that. That's easy for us to do.
So you mentioned earlier on that there was the kind of greeting cards element, the exclusive, that you might be bringing in. Is there anything else that we can tap into what you've got coming for the future? Only what you want to share.
There's things kind of like so we've got a couple of Bollywood prints that we're looking to launch. So there's some kind of like Cholet quotes.
I love that.
That we're working on. There's a couple of I'm trying to kind of like finalise some Bhangra ones as well, So they're work in progress. And then another thing that I did push, we're just confirming at the moment, but was almost kind of like. So my Punjabi is really bad, and I hate to admit it, but it is, right?
No one's going to judge.
Yeah. So I kind of like we created some Punjabi cards, and they've been done like really for kids in terms of kind of like
nice.
1 to 10, your ABC, that kind of thing. So just some cards like a small packet, and then you can kind of like you can teach your kids. So
that's nice.
Yeah,
like
that kind of thing. Educational. Hopefully they'll be available as Hanji. So just common phrases, and they'll just be available as digital downloads. So something maybe for free as well. So we'll see. So just things like that. Constantly seeing what our audience want and what we can kind of like.
It sounds like you are working really hard to kind of develop everything that's going on with Printworks27.
Yes.
So that's really good. So my kind of last question is: would you recommend other sellers coming onto the CC?
Most definitely, yes. Yeah, no, it's good. It's just meeting people today, the city. It's just the whole community about it. There's so much more to it. It's not just a platform that you're going to be, selling it on. There's so much more behind it. So I would definitely recommend it. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's a great opportunity. I think the team at Desi City are doing a great job. Very open, transparent. I think they're creating something fantastic. A community for Desi people to get their products on. So yeah.
Thank you both for joining.
Thank you.
And it's been great having you here. And we're really looking forward to kind of continuing the support. And support you in ways that we can help you grow.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you to the couple joining us from Printworks27. You can find their products at thisiscity.com.